Alrighty. Pole position will go to... hang on, one sec. Need to actually...
Wait, where's the music? Play the music.
I don't know, that's not my department, someone else does that.
Wait, hold on.
Hold on, we're holding on.
I crashed my car into a bridge. I don't care.
Okay, I got it. Alright. Minis, mate, come on.
Right, okay. Pole position goes to...
Give it to me, baby. 2 in a row.
You'll never believe this. It goes to me!
No skills.
Oh!
Rigged.
Look, it's given me
Absolutely
last and second last. It's about time it gave me something in the previous 2 seasons. It's alright, it'll last all of 30 seconds. Second place goes to... Wallace.
Oh, wow. Woohoo.
Third
Now
place.
make no skills in third.
Third place goes
Come on.
to... Grantster.
Oh no, boys, we're getting faster.
Oh my gosh. Banana no to. Banana no to.
Fourth place
You're on the
goes
back
to...
foot, mate.
Banana.
Oh!
Man, my name's not even in there. What the hell?
It's between you and Ash for last place. Fifth place goes to... Ash. Sorry, no skills.
Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
That's alright. No sponsors, no hope, no dreams, dead last. It's all coming together. The storyline has peaked.
Yep.
You didn't get sponsor money to bribe enough.
Alright.
Yeah, I didn't have that bribery money. That's right. I'm just gonna have to prove I'm actually Jordan Cox.
Proper time.
Yep. Exactly.
Oh my
Alrighty.
god.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another online series, Season 3 of my own creation. And today we begin the Hot Hatch Heroes Championship. 5 rounds ahead of us, all at Gran Turismo original circuits. We've got minis lined up for the sprint races and for the main events, 4-wheel drive hot hatch cars, including Toyota Yaris, which I'll be driving for the first round, along with the Toyota Corolla, the Mazda 3, the Mercedes A45, which will be absent from today's racing. No one choosing it here, as well as the Ford Focus RS. But we've got the sprint race up first in the minis. We've got 20-minute sprint races this season, 40-minute main events. And in the main event, we'll get to that later on, but we have some new pit stop rules as well. But let's start with the sprint race. 20 minutes in stock Mini Coopers from 2005. And as the wheel's been declared, we'll be starting on pole position with P2 going to Volas. Third on the grid is Grantster in the GT Auto Mini there, very cool livery on that one. Fourth on the grid for Bananato, who returns after missing the previous season. Fifth on the grid for Ash, who I'm sure will be very keen to win this championship. He's narrowly missed the previous 2, having missed rounds in both. And no skills at the back with no sponsors on that car. A fleet of 6 minis line up for the first sprint race of the season at Grand Valley South. The lights are out and we're underway for race 1 of Hot Hatch Heroes. And we're going to lead the charge towards turn 1 from pole position. And it looks like a pretty clean start for everyone behind. No one with a significant advantage or disadvantage in the first few hundred meters of the race. But we lead the way into the first real corner of the circuit, the turn 2 hairpin, as Grantster makes the move around the outside of Volas for second position. So Grantster immediately charging forwards in this race. And that's an important one to get done, to try and make some headway before the faster drivers starting towards the back make their way through. The likes of Ash, who is actually struggling to fend off no skills there, who briefly got through up into P5, but Ash able to get back through without too many dramas there, but that's cost him a little bit of time that he would have rather not lost. But either way, Grenster now making the move to the outside as we head towards the right-hander after the rock shelves. We made a bit of a mistake in the previous corner, and that allowed Grenster to get the run. He makes the move all the way around the outside. Volas charges in as well. Bit of contact side to side there. Now No Skills trying to get involved as Bananotto's got a huge run around the outside as we now head into the tunnel around the final corner. Ash to the inside, so positioned to swapping left, right and centre here at the end of the first lap of the race, and now it's 3 wide. Ash on the far right, left of screen. Driver's right as we're in the middle. Bananotto on the left. 3 wide along the main straight, and there is nothing separating us as we all charge towards turn 1 and 2 once again to begin the second lap of the race. Ash has the inside line into the braking zone. Volas and No Skills with the watching brief behind. We back out of it, and Ash might just be able to get this one done ahead of Bananotto, and looks like Ash has just about got that move done. Up into second position as Grenster continues to lead. Bananotto drops to third. Volas and No Skills side by side in the background as it's side by side between Ash and Bananotto. Big crash for Volas and No Skills in the background. Bananotto through again ahead of Ash, so these two swapping positions over and over as we go now on board to see a replay of what happened to No Skills and Volas. We're on board with No Skills at the moment. Volas chucked it in down the inside, went too deep, couldn't get it stopped, and No Skills just crashed in sympathy as well there. So just an unfortunate little mistake from the pair of them, and they will battle on as we're getting swarmed at the moment by Volas and No Skills. Bit of contact through that sequence, but No Skills comes out on top as now Ash has a nice run to the inside of Bananotto, who was out wide to the barrier there, and Ash gets through up into second position once again. So the battle between Ash and Bananotto carries on as Grenster is continuing to stretch the gap out in front. Ash in second position, very close fight for 4th, 5th and 6th at the moment. It's a train with No Skills ahead of myself and Volas towards the first corner with barely a car length between us as we now have a look to try and make the move, but not able to do anything there. And in fact, Volas gets us around the outside as we were just pinched in too much to that inside apex. So we were not able to make any headway there as Ash has a small buffer to Bananotto now. No Skills with a good run at the moment. We're trying to put the pressure on Volas as we go side by side, and we've actually made that move. So that's a very tricky one to get done. Volas carrying the speed though, and we continue this side by side battle all the way through. And eventually Volas is going to win out as we head towards the rock shelter once again. But that was an epic side-by-side battle throughout the first half of the lap with Volas as now we try and close in, the two of us try and close into No Skills once again. We lost a little bit of time in all that nonsense, but Volas quickly reclosing that margin and is trying to open that door into the final corner, but No Skills holding strong as Volas remains in P5. So it's a tense battle for P4, 5 and 6 at the moment. We have a run now, and we're going to have a look to the left-hand side as we head along the main straight, but we run out of momentum. We tried to duck back into the slipstream, made a bit of contact with Volas there on the straight. No harm done. He was able to maintain control, but just an awkward moment as I just misjudged it slightly and still had a bit of an overlap as I tried to duck back into the slipstream, but regardless, we got away with it, and no harm done there as we continue to put the pressure on, and Bananotto not really escaping the three of us as well, so we should be able to continue the fight for the podium between the four of us. But at the moment, Bananotto is just staying out of reach as Volas had a little look on No Skills there into the left-hander before the Ocean Rock Shelter. As we all race on through, we're closing in now to Volas. Can we have a look down the inside? Not quite close enough. And Volas hangs on to the position as No Skills is making the move now on Bananotto, who runs out wide into the dust. But Bananotto has the inside line for this very long right-hander into the tunnel in the final right hand corner. Bonanotto holds on, and Volas actually capitalizes on that, makes the move on No Skills as well. So Volas up into 4th position as No Skills drops to P5, and now we've got the run on the main straight, but No Skills in the slipstream is going to be very tricky to pass, as we just saw on the previous lap. Maybe No Skills will be the one making the move, or maybe it's going to be 3 wide in towards turn 1 and 2 once again. This time it's Volas on the inside, No Skills in the middle, and we'll be on the outside. No Skills the one to hold on ahead of Volas and myself. Bit of a squeeze on the exit, but we get away with it, and now we're going to have to run side by side towards the back section of the circuit. This is not going to be an easy sequence to get through, wheel to wheel like this, and into the barriers we go. And Volas just barely made the corner himself, as No Skills is off and wide there and is out of control too. He drops to P5. Volas actually comes out best from that sequence, up to 4th position. Can we get a run on No Skills? Now we try and line up a good exit, but No Skills carries the momentum well and we're not able to get the run. So No Skills did a good job to recover from that one, and we dropped to the back with the mistake we made. So yeah, unfortunate little moment there, but we carry on as we're already closing back in towards Volas and Bonanotto, who's just far enough ahead to stay out of the trouble the rest of us are finding ourselves in. Is just able to stick to his lines and not worry too much about being overtaken. But if the rest of us settle down for just a few moments, we probably can catch up. But for now, Bonanotto is holding strong. We continue on then towards turn 1 and 2 yet again, side by side between Volas and No Skills. No Skills trying to carry the momentum around the outside. Volas with the inside line though will win out this time. And we've just got the watching brief behind. Not close enough to get involved this time at the first corner, as now they're going to go side by side again. Volas around the outside of No Skills, and No Skills with a big slide there and gets away with it, just barely makes the corner as we try and get through as well down the inside. We'll make the move up into P5, capitalizing on that little moment. It doesn't take much, although we've gone quite wide there. No Skills with the switchback now as we head towards the Ocean Rock Shelter once again, and No Skills gets the job done up into P5. So this fight is unrelenting at the back of the pack, as we're already on the fight back down the inside but can't carry the speed there, and No Skills has the job done for now. But it's only going to be calm for a few more moments before it all fires up once again. It seems like Bonanotto has the pace to just keep enough margin to the rest of us. Volas is closing in a little bit. Myself and No Skills the closest to in the battle pack, but now Volas, a bad exit out of the final corner, bit of slipstream for No Skills, bit of bump drafting as we're heading along the main straight, but no way through for me as No Skills makes the move. Volas back down the inside, and the battle goes on once again as we've still got that watching brief from behind. And now side by side, Volas and No Skills go towards the back section of the circuit. How are they going to handle it as they go wheel to wheel here? Looks like they're going okay so far, and it's No Skills who will come out on top if he can make the corner. Volas with the better run and comes out on top in the end. No Skills unable to hold on, just running a little bit too deep into that right-hander. But Volas now up into 4th and is immediately trying to close that gap to Bonanotto and trying to get away from No Skills behind as we head through the rock shelter once again. Volas with a little headlight to the inside there, not even a full look towards the inside from that far back. A little bit of a wide moment. No Skills closing back in towards Volas, and in fact we're all starting to close into Bonanotto, who's a little bit wayward on the exit there. Volas in the slipstream might have the opportunity to make a move if there's a good enough run towards the first corner. These cars so even for straight line speed, it's very difficult to get a run out of what is a flat out final corner. But along the main straight goes Volas, no skills. We're making the move to the inside for 5th position, but again this becomes the outside line into turn 2, so not much we can really do there other than just be there to put the pressure on. But as no skills runs all the way out to the barrier there, we're not able to do anything about that little battle, and for now Bananotto has actually extended the gap to Volas once again, as No Skills is really putting that pressure on for 4th position. And my goodness, they are running so close together through the back section of the circuit. We're all trying to get involved in the battle as there's a couple of moments of contact. And now on the exit into the rock shelter, can we get the run on No Skills as we head towards the next right-hander? We have a look, but No Skills has enough to cover it off, and we just have to stay behind for the time being. Again, Volas running it out pretty wide there. No Skills with a big wide entry into the final corner. Is this going to be the final real corner, I should say, because the tunnel is easily flat in these minis? And is there going to be some momentum on the exit for No Skills? Looks like there might be. Is tucked in pretty close behind Volas. Where is the overtake going to come for No Skills? He chucks it to the inside towards the left-hander of turn 1. But you can see on the position tracker we're ahead at the moment, and No Skills lost momentum making that move. We stayed in the slipstream and were able to make the move past No Skills in the braking zone. Can we continue this fight through the corner? No Skills trying to carry the speed around the outside, but we've managed to get the job done. I think No Skills still there on the inside with a bit of overlap, but we make the move into the left-hander, carrying the speed around the outside. Oh, a bit of contact there as No Skills was trying to keep that fight going. We were both trying to carry as much speed through there as possible. No Skills fires it down the inside into the right-hander, and he gets the job done as we were sent skittering off towards the outside, but thankfully we get away with no barrier contact there. No Skills gets the job done though, back up into 5th position, so this is a feisty battle for last and second last on track, as Volas closing in towards Bananotto just a little bit in the recent past. We're trying to get a good run through the final corner to see if we can do anything towards turn 1 and 2. This time we actually did get some good momentum there, and we're going to have a look to the outside out of the final corner. It'll be the inside for the slight left-hand kink of turn 1. We don't have any friends out here though. Volas and No Skills in the slipstream. Bananotto comes across to give us a little bit of help. It's a bit far back for us to have any meaningful amount of slipstream here though, I think. And we are on the outside line, so it's going to be tough to hang this one out, but we do make the move around No Skills up into 5th position, so we managed to gain that one and move ourselves up out of last place. But this is, whatever position we end up with, going to be extremely hard fought. Contact there, and that sends us wide. No Skills immediately back through, and I think we're going to have to start using the front bumper a little bit too if we want to maintain position in this race. Bit of contact there as we head through the left-hander towards the rock shelter, but no way to make a move immediately. We might have a look to the inside as we head out of the shelter into the final sector, as we have a peek, but no way through there. No Skills carrying the speed well at a corner off generally been struggling at throughout the course of this race. But we can get through the last corner really nicely. That's where one of my strengths lies in this circuit, is getting through that last corner. So hopefully we can use that to our advantage in the closing laps, maybe even on the final lap to hold on to or gain positions towards the finish line. But for now, we are giving No Skills the bump draft as we both try and make the move past Volas. Can we get this one done? No Skills is well and truly ahead. Volas sending it in deep down the inside and is able to hold on to P5, and we're just not able to capitalize. So that worked for No Skills, didn't quite work for myself, as as No Skills rather is really putting the pressure on Bananotto all of a sudden. So this fight's on as it's contact between myself and Volas, and we clash awkwardly there. So that was a bit of an issue. Here's the onboard with myself as we tried to keep it side by side through here. And this was all calm. It was this right-hander. I just tried to carry too much speed there, plain and simple, and Volus came off worse out of that one, just being caught on the outside as I wasn't quite able to give him enough room there. But anyway, here's the onboard looking rearward from No Skills, and yeah, you can see I just was carrying too much speed, and well, the rest was a bit obscured by the dust from No Skills there, as he's having a few moments of his own just ahead. But as we carry on, Volus immediately tries to fight back as we weave our way towards the final complex of corners, and No Skills still ahead of us by a small margin, so we need to try and close this gap back up to No Skills and try and maintain a better position in this race, because it seems as soon as we get out of last we end up back there. But now we might be making the moves, because we get alongside No Skills towards turn 1. Bananato gives us the slipstream again, but again we're on the outside line for turn 2, and now it's almost 3 wide. Volus sends it in down the inside, fills the gap. I was going to try and get the switchback through the hairpin, but Volus parked his car perfectly down the inside and completely blocked that opportunity. So no momentum for me out of the corner, and we drop to the back as Volus and No Skills will soon be resuming their battle from earlier in the race. We've got just over 3 minutes left on the clock now as No Skills is off the road there, comes back on, almost gives Volus the T-bone, but they get away with it. Volus holds on to the position. No Skills actually still manages to get a decent exit through the rock shelter, has to cover a little bit into the next right-hander, but no way through for myself just yet. We're just trying to set up a switch back into this final corner, well, final real corner of the circuit, with the last actual corner being easily flat, and that does help us get through on No Skills and move up into P5. So we made that one stick with 2 laps to go. This is when the overtakes are really going to start counting, and with just a couple of minutes left to go. Bit of side-to-side contact there between myself and No Skills as we're about to head 3 wide into the hairpin for the 3rd time in this race, and Volus pops out in front. We're stuck on the high line around the outside of No Skills, and we get squeezed into the wall on the exit, and that costs us a bit of momentum. We cannot keep the fight going after that, as Volus is still desperately trying to catch up to Bananato and drag him back into this fight as we're all wide off into the barrier there. No Skills gets the worst of it and ends up all out of shape through the back section, and No Skills drops to the back after that little moment. Here's the onboard, gives Volus a big whack, and that is how they both ended up off into the barrier, and then No Skills just took a bit longer to recover, all out of shape as he came back on the road. But back to myself as we try and put some pressure on Volus. No Skills has a tiny bit of time to make up, but there should be enough time left in the race to do that. He'll be pretty much on us by the end of this lap, I would imagine, as we start to think about how on earth we're going to get higher up this field in the slipstream. We didn't get a great exit out of the hairpin, but or the final corner, I should say. It's kind of a hairpin. Anyway, we didn't get a great exit, but it might be good enough to do something towards turn 1. We get alongside, but so does No Skills, and once again it's going to be 3 wide as we head across the line towards turn 1. Bananato across, trying to give us some slipstream and keep this fight going around the outside, but we just don't have enough, and the other 2 are just able to get ahead on the inside line. We get No Skills back, we give him the squeeze back into the wall that he gave us on the previous lap. That wasn't quite intentional, but it's funny how what goes around comes around in that situation. Regardless, we continue on. Oh, Volus into the wall there, and that allows us up into 4th position. So Volus, a critical mistake on what will be the final lap of the race. Wallace sends it down the inside though and barges his way back through. No Skills trying to get involved now as well as we head into the rock shelter and out the other side for the final time. Where's the overtake going to come? Down the inside goes both of them at once. Wallace and No Skills side by side as they make the move. No Skills fights his way through out in front. It's been absolute domination from Grenster. He got the lead at the end of the first lap and has never looked back. Grenster wins the first race of the Hot Hatch Heroes Series. Dominant win from Grenster. P2 for Ash, a good start to the season for Ash. And the battle for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th ends with Banana ahead of No Skills, myself and Wallace across the line. Nothing between us. Here's the onboard with No Skills. Out through the rock shelter for the final time. And there was just enough room for No Skills to stick the nose in down the inside. He was wide at the apex, just trying to carry as much speed as possible for all the way through. Wallace held on initially, but No Skills just got a much better exit. Wallace was out wide through that corner, and No Skills was just able to get better drive and better momentum on the exit. And there were a bit of bumping and rubbing between them. Wallace went straight into the slipstream. We took the outside on all of them and maybe could have had a run on No Skills, but he covered that off. Wallace gave us a big whack as he tried to cut in as well and ultimately ended up at the back of the pack. Here's the onboard with Wallace then to see this view of the same sequence of events. A few taps there in the braking zone, but I think this was all fair. No one got shoved off the road. Everyone left just enough racing room at all given times. So I think this was just good racing between the three of us. And you can see I really tried to carry the momentum there better than they did. And I definitely got the best exit, but I had the longest way around. And yeah, ultimately it just didn't have enough time to carry that speed. You could see how much more speed I had there as Wallace tried to cut in and suddenly realised there was another Mini in the way. But that was a very fun final sequence. Here we go on board with myself. I'm trying to turn in, not knowing there's two Minis down the inside. Got down the inside, almost there. Maybe just the lightest touch with Wallace, but nothing serious. And then, yeah, just a better exit there. We certainly had more momentum than Wallace. No Skills probably had us covered, even if he didn't move across to block our line on the straight. I think he would have had enough to hang on. But yeah, that big whack there from Wallace, that just cost us a little bit of straight line speed, and No Skills had the momentum after that. On to qualifying for the main event.
Fair enough.
Play, are we doing one shot?
No, this is just regular quali. One shot's season finale only, I think. Don't get lost and turn right.
We both backed off.
Oh, please, mate.
Sorry, Blair.
A little bit of evasive action, we're all good.
I was just creating space because everyone was trying to race each other on the quality lap. I was like, yeah, it's going to be dangerous.
You go ahead of me because you're probably going to be faster.
Oh, I don't know.
That's my race, Ash.
My practice
Come on,
laps
Ash.
went great.
No.
Don't worry about
That's
it,
alright.
come on.
If you crash, then I get to laugh if you're ahead.
So we begin our second flyer in qualifying, and yeah, the first one was kind of rubbish. We're not going to worry about that one too much. This is the one that we need to make count. We get through the first hairpin well,
Interesting.
and now we need to survive this S section here, which is very difficult with the Toyota Yaris, at least with my particular tune. It's a very skittish car to begin with, and I've tried to tame it as much as possible with the setup without, compromising its actual turning ability too much. It's a very fine line, and that section is just going to be sketchy all throughout the main event, but we just have to try and survive it. We're actually down by almost 2/10 on our previous first sector.
Love a good all-wheel drive power slide to save the corner.
So hopefully we can find some time throughout the rest of the lap.
See the Eagles, Ash?
Yeah.
They make noise too if you stop.
They sound weird.
Banana and Ash doing a little bit of sightseeing on the way.
You just about need an electric car here, don't they?
We are improving though, so that is good news, and I think we gained over 7/10 in that sector over our previous lap, so maybe there's a chance we can jump no skills if we get the last sector nailed as well.
Can't improve.
Ash not able to improve, he's already at the top, so let's see where everyone else files in. Grenster in second position at the moment, Bananato P3.
Come on, Gren, get as Mazda pool, man.
No, I can't.
No, come
That
on.
lap time was a miracle, mate. It was a miracle lap. Everything went perfectly.
Well, I improved.
You
I
did.
mean,
Oh, we're all in pairs, fellas. Look at that. 53,
Brilliant.
53, 55, 55, 58, 58. All huge margins between.
There's the skill margins, but
No, it was pretty close between me and Wallace. 19,000.
yeah, a couple of tenths
Very
between
close.
myself and skills. Just under 2 tenths.
Yep.
I was so much faster in practice. This car just like, yeah, don't know.
So was mine. Mine would have been.
It's a Yavi sandwich, man.
Yeah.
So what's his pit stop rule, player?
Yeah. So for pit stops, you need to make one pit stop between,
15 and 25 minutes.
and that can be your only
Minutes.
tire change of the race.
So you're not allowed to change any more tires.
No, you can have one tire change in the whole race between 15 and 25 minutes.
Okay. Who will start on the softs and who will start on the mediums? Find out soon.
What if you're like, oh yeah, I'll make it next lap.
And then you have a crash or something.
Yeah.
Well, then you're just a muppet.
Okay.
We good to go? Everyone has
I'm
their
gonna
starting
yap
tires.
about the boost.
Yeah.
Guys,
let's
I'm
do
gonna yap about the boost.
Yep, you do that.
it. We already
I'm
know
gonna-
you will.
I'm gonna complain.
All right. All right. Starting in
Wow,
3,
wow,
2,
we
1.
That's how you know I'm a Singaporean. We always complain.
Is that a stereotype? Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't
I
know
don't
that
even
one.
hear you complaining though.
Then again, I don't think I've heard many Singaporean stereotypes.
They know. We all know. Have fun, lads. Sorry if I yap too much.
Hey, GG.
No worries.
So Ash starts from pole position in the Toyota Yaris, taking the first pole bonus points of the season, dialed back to 2 for this season with the return of the sprint race fastest lap. Grenster in the Mazda starts out at P2, Bananato P3 in the Ford Focus, 4th on the grid for Wallace in the Toyota Corolla, P5 on the grid for No Skills in the second of the Focuses, and P6 on the grid for myself. Incidentally, we did take that sprint race fastest lap, so we have a few bonus points up our sleeve for that. But now the 5 red lights come on, and it's lights out, and away we go for the first main event of the season at Grand Valley Highway. And it's a terrible start for both myself and Wallace. Neither of us were holding the brake, and we both rolled back in our grid boxes and got start penalties for it. So just absolute clumsiness by the pair of us as Ash streaks away into the race lead ahead of Grenster. Bananato ahead of No Skills. The Focuses getting away well at the start of this one, and the Corolla and the Yaris at the back. A few dodgy drivers at the wheel, not able to complete the start procedure properly as No Skills goes very wide there. That allows Wallace to slip through, and we're back in our starting order. I'm not in a terrible rush to go charging through the field myself, because this season, like Tundra versus Raptor, will be all about fuel economy, and that's something I've really been struggling with in the Yaris. So we're not going to be doing anything too crazy in the early stages. I'm going to save as much fuel as possible, and I hope for the rest of the pack start fighting away as No Skills is off and knocks out a few Gran Turismo Jumbo Marshmallows, but returns and drops to the back of the field. A little bit of time lost there for No Skills, but he'll be back on it in no time. He's already caught up to me. I'm in fuel map 6 at the moment. No Skills carrying a lot more straight line speed, so clearly burning a bit more fuel, and this is where I'm hoping that my strategy of saving fuel will help me out. But for now, Bananotto is holding on to a 3rd position ahead of Volas in P4, but hopefully we'll see a bit more action for that last place on the podium as Bananotto sparks it up against the wall. A bit more action for that last place on the podium than we did in the previous race. A good run by Volas towards turn 1, but loses momentum towards the end of the straight. Maybe a bit of a lift there to just stay in the slipstream. But, oh, here comes the move, barging his way through down the inside. Bananotto shoved into the barrier. Volas jinks to the side, and I think is trying to give that position back. We're to the head of this pack briefly as Bananotto launches it down the inside and reclaims P3. And, oh, awkward moment there for myself as well as we get bounced off the inside. And, yeah, I was just peeking to the inside of Bananotto just to get a bit of visibility of the corner, and just completely misjudged that. Here's the onboard with myself. No Skills was sending one down the inside at the same time, and yeah, we all of a sudden had clear view up into 3rd position as Volas and Bananotto came together, but straight away Bananotto was back down the inside. All 4 of us are on medium tyres incidentally, but just a misjudgment there, and yeah, just clipped the inside, and that was all there was to it. Here's the onboard with Volas to see the same thing from this angle, and yeah, Volas did a good job to avoid that. No Skills had a moment immediately after, possibly a little bit distracted by what just happened, and then what a switchback by Volas there. That was beautiful. And Volas back up into 4th position. So again, we go through all that and we're back in our starting positions. No Skills though looking to make some progress and try and fight through the field. Bit of a wide moment through the tunnel, but maybe a move down the inside into the chicane. Looks like that's actually worked well, but a switch back on the exit for Volas, and they're going to go side by side as they head towards the tunnel over the Tracy Cove Bridge. Bit of contact mid-corner there, and looks like No Skills is going to lose out in the end with Volas getting through. Now we've got the run on No Skills along the main straight. We'll look to the right hand side to see if we can get this move done. We ideally want the inside line for the first corner, so down the inside we go. No Skills sends it in deep around the outside, and he's carrying the speed very well there, and he's actually going to be able to hold on, I think, as we run side by side on the exit. He's got the inside for the next corner, and it's very hard to run side by side through here, so we lift out of it, and No Skills will carry on in P5. As we continue on through the race though, No Skills continues the charge and is putting the pressure on Volas, making the move down the inside into turn 2, the first hairpin, and gets it done, but Volas with the switchback immediately and reclaims the position within the same corner as they continue the fight side by side all the way through the S section. It's near impossible to get through there side by side, but they manage it as we see this beautiful camera shot heading into the braking zone of the second hairpin. Now down the inside goes No Skills. Can he get the drive traction on the exit? It looks pretty good there for the Focus. Getting some good power down around the outside, but again, there's just no way through as Volas has the inside line compromised there on tight line for No Skills, and he runs out a little bit wide out into the dirt again there. And that's just been a horrible sequence of corners there for No Skills. He drops to the back of the field. We're able to get through up into P5. No Skills sending it in deep around the outside. He's managed to find some grip out there, but not enough to make the move. And he's going to sit in behind for a little bit longer. But I imagine on the exit here fuel burn turned up, and No Skills is just going to roar past along the viaduct and make the move down the inside of myself. Maybe even on Volus, who goes in very deep. That's Bananotto rather grinding against the barrier there, as they're almost 3 wide heading into the chicane. Bananotto manages to get through their single file, but it's side by side for Volus and No Skills, and they continue the side by side battle as there was a bit of argy-bargy through the chicane, but side by side they continue to go all the way into the Tracy Cove tunnel and out the other side towards the start-finish line, and No Skills comes out in front. And I'm sure we'll soon be looking to make the move on Bananotto already, having a little peek towards the inside, heading to turn 1. But it'll be the inside of turn 2. That's a spot. He goes in deep, and the focuses come together. No Skills sends Bananotto wide, and it's going to give that position back, I think. But that sent Bananotto skating off the road, and he drops down into P5 with just No Skills behind myself and Volus. Able to get through. Volus up into 3rd position. A big moment for myself though there. We almost take out Bananotto. We copped a whack from behind in the midst of all that by No Skills. We're drifting into the corner in the background, still trying to recover from that moment. No Skills lucky to get away with that. He was heavily involved in that little incident. We'll see a replay shortly, but that was a scary moment. Here's the onboard with No Skills. We had our own moment, and No Skills just slammed into the back of us as we rejoined the circuit, and then I had to flick it sideways to get it into the corner, and we just about managed to make the corner there in the end. But that was a sketchy little moment nonetheless. Meanwhile, as we continue on, No Skills makes the move down the inside of Bananotto as we head through the Grand Valley Tunnel and the chicane. But no opportunity there, and oh, he's run into the side of me there into the chicane as we tried to capitalize on that moment, and No Skills has found the barrier on the inside after that. We get through with just a bounce off the wall. No Skills takes a bit longer to recover as we now go on board with Bananotto heading towards turn 1, right tucked in behind Volus in the braking zone there. Now makes the move down the inside mid-corner to try and get alongside Volus on the exit. A little bit of aggro and contact between the pair of them, and Volus is able to hold on, trying to shuffle Bananotto towards the outside there. But no one was trying to, or no one was going to budge in that battle. But Bananotto has another crack at it through the sweepers just before the Grand Valley Bridge, and looks like he's got a nice run on the exit to get the job done there. No Skills has got some momentum as well, and he'll make the move up into P5 in this race. So the two focuses are moving forward in unison at the moment, as looks like Volus is trying to get that position back around the outside into the chicane, but not able to get the move done, and Bananotto holds on for now. Volus tucks back in behind, and now all of a sudden has No Skills for company as they head over the bridge once again. Very tight racing between the pack here, but for now that is how we remain with Bananotto ahead of Volus, No Skills and myself as we all pick various lines along the main straight. No Skills now making the move on Volus on the main straight. Can he get the braking done around the outside, or is Volus going to fight back? It is side by side on the way in. Looks like Volus is going to argue the point, and he might just be able to hold on. Bit of contact on the exit as No Skills is the one who comes out on top, using all the horsepower and all the fuel, I'm sure, available in the Ford Focus there. But Volus is certainly not giving up, and now looks for the move down the inside yet again into the hairpin. No Skills gives the space on the inside as they run side by side. We've got a great bird's eye view of this battle from behind, just watching switchback after switchback here as Volus looks to the inside, but that soon again becomes the outside. Every corner here, with the exception of few, goes in the opposite direction of the one before us, so switchbacks are not always the way to go. This is a spot where it can work, but he wasn't able to get it done there, and No Skills holds on for a little bit longer. Goes a bit deep though. Volus tries to fight down the inside, but not able to get the move done. Now to the right we go, and Volus again tries to get the run on the exit, But No Skills once again holding on to the position, so he's doing a good job just to maintain that place, and Volas just can't find a way through at the moment. But this is a very tight little battle, and we're very close to getting involved as well, but again, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble and trying to conserve fuel at the moment. I'm not too interested in getting involved in the battle unless an obvious opportunity presents itself, as Bananotto bounced off the wall there. We bounced off the wall in the background as well, as all of a sudden Volas does get through on No Skills. A bad run through the tunnel there for No Skills. Bananotto now breaking the slipstream along the main straight and weaving left and right all the way along. No Skills with the run around the outside of Volas as they both try and push the limits on the brakes into the hairpin. Volas carrying a bit more speed around the outside gets the job done initially, but we know No Skills has good straight line speed, and No Skills might just be able to hold on to this as they run side by side through the S section. This is very tricky to do, but they get away with it, and No Skills has managed to get that done. Later on the brakes, down the inside is a bit too late on the brakes though. Here comes Volas with the switchback and he gets the job done. So Volas back through, and now he's actually right behind Bananotto, but not close enough to make the move. He has a think about it down the inside, and that immediately becomes the outside, so that didn't quite work there for Volas. But he's certainly got some pace to burn a moment there for Bananotto. Now Volas gets a switch back to the inside. We look forward to see where the Corolla comes through, but he ends up behind. So Bananotto still getting a good enough exit there, and Volas not able to find a way through, as we see No Skills drifting it through the left-hander there. So some style points there for sure. As we now go back to the battle between Bananotto and Volas as they race across the Grand Valley Bridge, and No Skills making the move on Volas with the extra straight line speed there, sending it in a little bit deep into the tunnel though. That might allow Volas to get back up the inside. No Skills with the inside into the chicane. Volas trying to carry the speed around the outside, and wheel to wheel they go, and Volas fights through and reclaims the position. So this is getting very feisty between these two, but Volas making it work as No Skills is still trying to carry that speed. He's got the line down the inside into the tunnel, but not enough to get that move done. Volas holds on to the position. It's hard to make a move on the inside of the tunnel as they go side by side again towards turn 1. Because when you have that inside line for the tunnel, it's a very tight line if you want to try and leave space for the car on the outside. As I think No Skills maybe has finally got that move done on Volas, and has done so. It's also worth noting that the pit window is open now, so we can make a pit stop anytime from now until the 25-minute mark, as No Skills drops it off in the dirt slightly there. And oh, he's gone very deep on the brakes, and into the barrier goes No Skills. He did a good job not to collect anyone else in that moment, but that was well out of control. He made a massive mistake there, way too late on the brakes. Here's the on-board with Bananotto to see what this looked like, looking rearward from the other Ford Focus, and No Skills just far too late on the brakes, not even close to getting that stopped, and finds the barrier in a big way. Here's the on-board with Volas. There was a little tap there just before it happened. I'm not saying that is the reason, but it could have been a minor contributing factor. But speaking of the pit window, Grenster the first to peel off. He started on the soft compound tyres, as did Ash, the rest of us on mediums, and No Skills putting those mediums to the test in the left-hander before the rock shelter. Into the box comes Grenster though, and it'll be a set of medium compound tyres rather going on for Grenster for the rest of the race, and Ash will be doing the same in the not too distant future. But for now, we focus back on No Skills, who's trying to get back into the fight, moves back ahead of myself as we try and fight that briefly, but we back out heading into the chicane. No Skills up into the top 5 once again. As we carry on, No Skills continues the march forwards once again, and makes the move on Volas, as there's Grenster just coming out of pit lane, so that's how much time Ash and Grenster made on those soft compound tyres. They've managed to pull ahead by an entire pit stop over the rest of us. So Grenster's made the stop and is clear of the rest of us before we've even really had the chance to, because it's too early at the moment to be thinking about making a pit stop in this race, because the softs won't get to the end from here unless you really look after them. And No Skills having a little moment there, as well as we continue the battle with Volas, myself and No Skills all fighting over P4, 5 and 6. And now No Skills closing into Volas once more, as we've dropped off the back of that train just slightly. And down the inside goes No Skills on Volas into the tunnel. Runs a little bit wide in the mid corner, but gets away with it as we now head through the chicane. No Skills drifting the way through there, but holds on to the position and eventually comes into the pits for the second stopper of the race. No Skills moves from the mediums onto the softs. A very early stop onto soft compound tyres, so he might be struggling by the end of the race, but he was actually completely out of fuel at that moment. As we carry on, we close into Volas there. We absolutely sent it down the inside. Ultimately couldn't get the move done though. Too deep on the brakes. Volas with the switchback was able to get the job done, as we now see Ash heading towards pit lane, and it's going to be, of course, medium tyres going on for Ash after doing over half the race on soft, so maybe that's encouraging signs for No Skills that the soft tyres can go that distance. But out of pit lane comes Ash, and I think Ash will retain the race lead after that pit stop, having a pretty commanding lead before the pit stop cycle played out. So Ash resumes. We're fueled to the end with some medium tyres now on the car, as into the pits next comes Bananotto, who has also spent all of the fuel heading into this stop. But that is Bananotto pit stop now serviced, and onto the soft compound tyres for the rest of the race for Bananotto. The question is, has No Skills been able to get the undercut, having made a stop earlier on? It appears not. Bananotto emerges in P5 on track. No Skills not too far behind though, so it is very likely that they're both going to get the jump on myself and Volas when we come in. Bit of a drift through the left-hander there on our way through, but no major issue there. Here it is in super slow-mo, chucking it sideways on the way in. Just got a little bit caught up on the edge of the circuit there, and just flicked the car into a slide, but didn't cost us too much, and we carry on. So into the pits comes Volas, and we follow him straight in, as off the road goes No Skills. At the very corner we just pulled that little drift, but he'll recover pretty quickly from that. We come into the box then, and of course we get rid of these medium compound tyres. We'll put softs on for the rest of the race. Same story for Volas, and we pushed it right to the end of the pit stop window. We really both took care of our fuel situation so we could do this, and now we'll have the best quality soft tyres we can for the final stint of the race. We come out in P5, Volas filling up just a little bit more than we did in behind, and Volas will come out in P6, but we've got fuel to go and fresh tyres as well. We both have an opportunity to set the fastest lap of the race, so we'll see how that little battle plays out as we head through the first corner on board with myself. Volas gets through there cleanly as well. Back on board with myself as we head through the S section. This is a really tricky part of the track, and we just barely managed to survive it. We just ran a little bit wide there, but no major issue. And Volas looks like he got through there cleanly as well, and I think might be closing in slightly. We're going purple to the first sector, but Volas is purple by more, so the fight's on here, and it'll be the middle sector. I think that determines it. This is such a tricky sequence of corners to really get the most out of at every possible point. but we get through there well, but we're already catching up to No Skills and Bananotto. We're catching him just a little bit too soon, and we're going to lose boost by the end of the lap. As off the road into the wall there briefly goes Volas, and that could be curtains for his fastest lap attempt. We go back on board with myself, and we are purple by almost a second. A bit of time lost in the middle sector for Volas, so we've got the upper hand now, but we're too close to these two, and we're not going to have the boost as we head through the final sector of the lap, and that could spoil any chance we have of the fastest lap, because Volas still has some room to close in, despite having that little bit of lost time earlier in the lap. We send it on Bananotto to try and get through. Doesn't work for us as Volas fires it through the middle and passes not one, not two, but three cars on the run to the line. And Volas sets the fastest lap of the race, charging through the middle of the pack there. That was a brilliant move, and everything was just timed perfectly for Volas there. Unfortunately, we just caught up to the pack at the wrong time, and that spoiled our chances as the battle was on between Bananotto and No Skills. But yeah, unfortunately that's just how that went, and the battles continue up and down the field. Bananotto dropping to the back there now after getting shuffled out. But as we carry on, a big moment for myself there. Bananotto gets back through immediately, as just up the road there's chaos for Volas and No Skills. Volas just got to the head of the pack, and I think No Skills must have taken him out there, because there was a sizable margin between them, unless they've both just gone off at the same time. But we'll see a replay on board with Volas to see what happened here. No Skills is a long way back, so this is either going to be a cataclysmic missing of the braking point, and that's exactly what it is. No Skills missing the braking point by a mile there, and Volas gets, well, he doesn't get the worst of it. He actually only lost one position. He immediately got back past me, and it was only Bananotto who was able to slip through. So Volas actually got away with that one pretty lightly, all things considered. There's another angle of it from off board. No Skills lost a lot more time and dropped to the back of the pack. We go on board then with No Skills and see this angle. He tried to avoid by getting to the inside, but yeah, there was just no way that he was getting far enough to the right to avoid contact with Volas, as Volas was turning in there. So that's just a little unfortunate one. But the fights, as always, will carry on, and as we head into the Grand Valley Tunnel, it looks like Volas is through on Bananotto, who sends it back down the inside. What a move to get that position back, just diagonaling it straight to the apex, and was able to get that position back. That was fantastic by Bananotto, as Volas now has to contend with the little Yaris, but not enough speed for myself to get through. And oh, we were pinched in on the inside there, and like I said, very difficult to hold the inside line through the tunnel when you still have to allow space for the car on the outside. Very difficult to carry any speed in doing that, and that's allowed No Skills to get back in the fight, as we'll try and navigate turn one together. No Skills around the outside, and I think has managed to get the job done up into P5 once again. So No Skills still in this fight, despite having older soft compound tyres than everyone else. That's not causing an issue yet. It'll be the closing laps when it, or if that becomes a problem. That is when it will. But anyway, we had a near miss with No Skills there, just missing the braking point. Not quite as dramatically as No Skills did, but that was a close moment there. Regardless, as now No Skills is really putting the pressure on Volas, who's really putting the pressure on Bananotto. It's a very close battle for third, fourth and fifth through the back section of the circuit, and now Volas has a look down the inside into the left-hand sweeper after the rock shelter and gets through on Bananotto. Moves up into a third position. Bananotto still there, having a look back down the inside, but not able to fight back for the time being. Volas takes P3 ahead of Bananotto. Here comes No Skills, but not enough momentum for No Skills there as we go on board with myself, trying to have a look around the outside. No Skills does make the move on Bananotto there, and just manages to cover off that inside line. Bananotto finding a way around the outside as they go side by side through the chicane. How are they making that work? It's such a tight section of track. Great job to get through there, wheel to wheel. And it looks like No Skills will just barely hold on. Bananotto trying to carry speed, gets a better line through the tunnel as we have a bit of a moment on board with myself. Bananotto comes out on top in the end. So this is a great fight between the two focuses, and it'll continue on into turn 1 with No Skills sending it round the outside but not able to find a way through there. We're on board looking rearward from Volas as they run side by side. Now on board with No Skills on the inside line, tries to stick the nose in but has to back out in the end. And Bananotto holds on to a 4th position as No Skills goes late. They both go late on the brakes, but Bananotto still getting it turned well and getting a decent exit. No Skills with some good speed but doesn't find any space to work with on the outside. I'm wondering if Bananotto's saving some fuel in a lower fuel map at the moment, because he seemed to be lacking a bit of straight line speed there. It'll be interesting to see how that progresses throughout the race. But as we continue on, the fight down the inside goes No Skills on Bananotto, and he gets that job done through the Grand Valley Tunnel once again. I'm backing off in the background to potentially have another crack at the fastest lap. So we'll see how that one goes. But for now, we'll focus on the battle between Volas, No Skills, and Bananotto for 3rd, 4th, and 5th position. As now it's side by side between the focuses yet again along the main straight as they go wheel to wheel all the way along. And looks like Bananotto is going to have the inside line into turn 2, the first real corner of the circuit. And Bananotto will hold on to the position. But this is an almighty scrap over the minor placings in this race. As you can very clearly see by now, it's getting very much dark as Volas is sent off into the marshmallows just before the rock shelter by Bananotto there. And I think Bananotto is going to lift out of it. Volas will get back through as No Skills is off the road as well. So they're all getting very scrappy on this lap. And this fight is getting desperate for 3rd position. The problem is, this is when I'm trying to set my fastest lap, and with these three all scrapping away and making mistakes, they're moving quite slowly, and I've already caught up. So I've had the same issue with my previous fastest lap attempt, is that I've caught up to the pack too quickly, and I won't have a full boosted lap the way Volas did. Even though Volas made a mistake, he was still able to make that work. But anyway, the fastest lap attempt may have failed, but we're back in the fight now, and with only minutes left to go in this race, it is time we need to start thinking about how to get through the pack as we do rejoin the fight. But the focus now is on Bananotto and No Skills again running side by side towards turn 1. The two focuses absolutely duking it out in this one, and Bananotto will hold on for the time being. I think No Skills tyres are finally starting to wear out, and that early pit stop is starting to cause a little bit of pain. We go on board now with No Skills, and they're both off the road. Bananotto and No Skills finding the edge of the circuit there. Deep on the brakes goes No Skills round the outside, and that allows Bananotto to hold on as we're closing in behind. You can see the headlights looming, but no way through at the moment for us. But we need to start thinking about how we can make these overtakes. And actually that was a good overtake there by No Skills, making the move on Bananotto, who went wide into the left-hand sweeper after the Ocean Rock Shelter. And that allowed No Skills through up into a 4th position. And with just over a lap to go, these positions are going to get critical. But over the Tracy Cove Bridge now, Bananotto fights back and reclaims the position and moves back ahead of No Skills. So now, as we get ready to begin the final lap of the race, Volas holds down P3, 4th for Bananotto, P5 for No Skills, but that changes hands as we make our way up into the top 5 now. No Skills down to P6 on the main straight. So that was a well-timed move there, and we managed to make it stick into the first complex of corners. No Skills really struggling on those tyres now, and that's given us the opportunity to get the run out of the final corner. But can we do anything about Bananotto, who seems to be a little bit slow on the straights? And there's enough for Bananotto. There might be an opportunity. We launch the attack round the outside into the hairpin. We do get ahead briefly, but Bananotto has the inside line. We try and switch it back on the exit. We get a little bit of a run, but there's no room to make the move round the outside there. And the switchback is not on either, so Bananotto did a great job to defend that one. But we had an opportunity there briefly to make the move. We just couldn't quite make it work. But just one more mistake, and that might be the opportunity we need. We're close now. Wallace also can't afford a mistake at this point. Bananotto not far from the Corolla, but we're trying to set up a good exit through this long right-hander onto the Grand Valley Bridge, and it looks like we've been able to do it. We're going to drag race Bananotto across the bridge. We've got some overlap, and we're going to make the move down the inside into the tunnel for the final time. And we do have the move done. Bananotto tries to switch it back, and he's got there. And that's a brilliant switchback by Bananotto. He's got the job done and moved back up into P4. We try and get another switchback through the chicane, but we can't make anything work there. And Bananotto's going to hold on to the position unless we can do anything to the final corner. We've got a bit of a run, but it's going to be awkward to get round the outside here. We try our best, but it's a grind against the barrier for our troubles. Wallace is going to hold on to third position. It'll be P4 for Bananotto, P5 for myself, and P6 for No Skills. What a finish between the four of us. Ash and Grenster are yet to finish the race. It was a lap longer for them. They got to the line before the timer hit 0, so it's 21 lap race for them, and Ash is continuing to lead the way, and Grenster just has not had the pace to keep up in this one. It's been a dominant display from Ash in the Toyota Yaris, and a very strong start to the season. He may have lost his streak of wins in the sprint race, but he continues the tradition of winning the first main event of every season so far. Ash comes across the line to take a race victory at Grand Valley. Here comes Grenster out of the tunnel. It's going to be P2 for Grenster in the Mazda. It did not look like the favoured car coming into this season. Grenster brings home a decent result regardless. Here's a few replays from the final lap on board with myself as we dropped 2 wheels in the dirt. Bananotto was all over the place through the S section, and we just launched it around the outside. A little bit of that was just avoiding action, but we still got a decent exit, and there just wasn't quite enough room to get an overlap around the outside. That wouldn't have served us well anyway, even if we got there. No Skills had a big moment here as well, and had to recover from that, but that was the end of any meaningful participation in this race for No Skills. He was not able to close back in after that, with the front tyres falling off the cliff. Here's the replay of our overtake on Bananotto, or our attempted overtake. We got a really nice exit here, and we had the run, got to the inside. Bananotto tried to defend a moment too late. We already had the overlap, and then we made the move down the inside, and I thought we had it done at this point. I was trying to hold it to the inside, but Bananotto just sent it through, and that was a really well done switchback. Used all the available road and just diagonaled straight to the apex of the chicane, and that worked really well. We had another brief moment to come back as we head towards the Tracy Cove tunnel. We tried the move around the outside, but ultimately we just had no way through around there, and that was all she wrote. Ash, don't think I forgot about this. Ash had a big moment on the final lap of the race. Had a half spin into the barrier, just running wide off circuit there, and just flicked the car across just before the Ocean Rocks shelter. But Ash was able to recover from that pretty quickly and carry on. Here's the onboard with the driver's eye view, just running out wide, dropping 2 wheels off, and that was all it took to tip the car into the barrier there. But no real harm done. Ash got back up to speed pretty quickly, and Grenster was still nowhere in sight. So here are the championship standings. After the first round of the series, Ash leads the way by 5 points over Grenster. You'll notice I've actually added the gaps between the points for this season. So I've made that little change. Grenster sits in P2, like I said, 5 points adrift. 11 points further back is Volas, and then all very close after that, only 2 points back from Volas to myself, to Banana, 3 points from Banana to myself, and another 3 points from myself back to No Skills, a total of 24 adrift of Ash. But that is it for this one, so I will say thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. I really do appreciate it. Please feel free to give me some feedback in the comments. It is always very helpful. Other than that, enjoy this little compilation of the party chat, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.
Oh my god! The squeeze was there.
Was it like a tight squeeze or a gentle squeeze?
I don't know.
All of the
Can't tell.
squeezes.
Citrus kind of squeeze.
So it's always quite firm.
Yeah. Except you got squeezed by the orange.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. I was trying to
Oh
slot it
my
behind. I misjudged it.
Completely. That was a player panic honk, if I've ever heard one.
Sorry. We. Oh, sorry. We're just magnets for each other.
Yep. You guys are cute. Now kiss.
We have multiple times.
Oh, okay.
I don't have explanation.
Why are you?
Sorry.
Why are you lifting?
No worries, no worries.
One more lap. It's now or never.
Oh, go player. I'm slowing up for the draft.
Wallace is trying to bump me out of it.
Insert over dramatic music over here for the last lap for the fighting group.
Good luck, guys.
Oh, come on,
Oh,
buddy.
sorry.
Come back to me.
I didn't even do that on purpose. I had no idea you were there. Let's just follow on Wallace. Oh well, it's all fair.
Remember, boys, you
Oh,
still
God.
have illustrate to use.
Oh no, are you kidding me?
Time to freaking book
Oh.
it.
Too
Oh
late.
God, hi. Hello there. Good sir.
That was a cheeky one, I'll be honest.
Alright, this is gonna be last lap scuba style.
Oh my god.
Oh God. Well, we all stayed on the road for now. This has got Fuji vibes, I reckon.
I'm too busy watching you. Flashing out the back window.
Freaking go. Damn it.
Oh, you
Oh! Give me the slip.
Wow. Wow.
Alright.
What a way to start the season. Last place.
Oh dear. That was
Sponsorless baby came forth.
Good job.
Well done, Green. Gonski.
He just ran off.
One kiss is all I need. The possibilities.
If it does,
Yeah,
there will
you
be a
know-
penalty of some kind. Because
You know, FIA has a book on rules. You
Yeah,
only
yeah,
have
no.
one page of rules.
Yeah, exactly. I keep it simple.
Alright.
Have fun and
Well-
crash into each other. That's it.
Sounds like a plan to me, baby.
Alright.
Let's go.
Anyway, that's enough of that.
Oh god.
Oh jeez, you two. I guess I'll just...
Sorry,
Right
banana.
through?
Go for it.
Oh, that anti-lag. Oh god.
Oh my god!
That was violent.
Oh
Oh
my god.
god. To be fair, you turned on him there.
Thank you, my witness.
That was absolutely a Wallace turn in on no skills moment.
Where was I supposed to go?
You give him space on the apex, mate.
I did, man.
No, you didn't.
I plead
enough.
guilty. Oh, sorry, not guilty.
No.
You said it now.
Case closed.
High speed ring, mate. High speed ring's our chance.
Yep.
I mean,
I put all of my eggs in that one basket.
Me too, so it better be a big basket.
To be fair, I had said immediately when I knew that this track was our first track, I hate this track.
Yeah.
I despise its existence. I hate everything about it. I hate the aesthetic. I hate the layout. I hate the scenery. I hate the track surface. I hate the f***ing billboards. I hate the fact that there's a man standing on the side of the track with a camera. I hate the weather. I hate the location.
You obviously haven't found a public toilet yet.
hey,
There's
I just
plenty
hit
of water everywhere.
Oh, that's hilarious. That's a great
That's
bit.
deep.
Are you gonna leave me some space at this time?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Here you go.
Proof we can work together.
When forced. When the boss is looking over your shoulders.
Maybe.
I'm so bad at that corner. I apologize to everyone in the universe.
Oh, I got past you.
You got lucky.
I just hit a bit like full tilt.
That's alright. I went left and right a few times and I ended up pointing in the right direction after the corner, so we're all good.
That's all that matters.
And again, old mate behind me's got boost as well.
I have a name, you know.
Do you? What's your name?
Wow.
that's an interesting name.
Wow. Hello, wow.
It would be fun if my pedal stopped working, mate.
Oh, sorry. I was trying to sneak to the inside. Oh my
That was a
god,
weird
Bolus,
place
what the
to-
heck? Where did you come from? Okay, well, Bolus has taken the fastest lap, no doubt about it.
Oh, 149.
Yeah. Bolus just come through like
Come
a
on, now, you
wrecking
have to
ball.
beat it now.
Come here, boy.
I was trying to go for another fastest lap. I dropped 10 seconds behind you guys and I caught up before the end. What the heck?
Yes. Sucked in. That's because we all suck.
I wouldn't have got it anyway, even before I caught
Two
up, I
more
was a second
laps.
down.
Too many
More
laps.
I improved on my own, but oh god. Don't ask what happened.
What
Wait,
happened?
what happened?
I was looking at my lap time and did the walk.
Thank you for answering.
Last
Time to
lap.
start making moves.
Make your
Good
dog
luck,
bombs
brothers.
counts, boys.
Oh god.
Fuck, where were you going?
Don't know.
I've done
My
it
car's
again.
so unstable through those corners, so I'm just happy I survived them. Oh, hi. Yep.
No, that's me done. I got one more move left in me.
Is it going to the pits?
Might be.
Jet, there's a marshmallow on the road.
We're both on the slide. Oh, nice. Nice switch back.
I knew Wallace was wide there. I'm like, damn it. That was his line. He'd swing back. I got him early in the race. I'm like, where'd you go over there?
No! No!
Ah, ran out of grip.
So did I.
Just go in the video.
Wait, there's
We'll-
one
we'll
more
cover
lap.
Oh, is
no,
there?
That's it.
Oh.
Wait, never mind.
I was going to say, what are you talking about, mate? No, we're all
Half
lap down,
spin.
mate. Oh my
Don't worry,
goodness.
Ash, it'll be edited out.
Edit this out.
Oh, good race, fellas.
Mate, looks good to have a purple on my name.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't get used to it.
Ash.
That was rude.
Ash,
Is it 3 points, player?
2.
Getting the rest of them for the rest of the season.
That
When did we
is
switch?
20.
Are you gonna be good at sprint race? My 100% is gone.
That's alright. Grant still lost his podium streak last season. That's been going since his first Trans Am race. So,
Oh, wow.
yep. He
Oh,
finished
Grant
on a
is
podium in
consistent.
every single race in this and Trans Am until
Oh,
the Copen
man.
disaster at Nürburgring. But there's no tuning at all. It's just, like you can't even tune downforce or ride height or anything. So
Yeah,
no
he's,
one will.
but he's putting ash juice in there.
He's putting what? His ass.
His ash juice.
Ash juice, I
not-
think he said.
I thought you said ass. I'm like, huh? Where?
Man, someone has to done your hearing.
Where? I love that. That's it. I love that. That's your response. Not what to where.
All of this will be blacked out.
You're lucky I haven't started recording yet.
Aww.
Uh,
We're gonna have to reenact it.
I mean, I can record the last, 60 seconds. I'm gonna do it. That's too funny. This will be post credits.